Welcome back to The Outer Worlds, and in today's episode, well, I think we're gonna just crack straight on with it, and how do I leave region? Um, and head straight towards the geothermal power plant. I think I've made my decision. I've actually thought about it quite a bit. I think we're gonna divert power to the town and try to convince the people who don't live in the town to move back there. Because without power, like they have to see reason that it's complicated. Oh, okay, there's a robot.
Okay, keep him quiet.
In between episodes, I also changed my rifle here to do shock damage. Because the in-ray did not seem like it was doing
Send this quick.
very good.
Nice one.
I needed something that was going to do just a big pop of damage. Especially against robots, so... I see certain enemies are weak to certain types of damage. Looks like some marauders tried to bust in here to the power plant. Well, at the very least, they weren't successful. And since Adelaide still has power, I assume that the thing we're looking for is still here, which is good. Oh, vending machine. Let's just double check, see if it's got some cool mods in it. Not really. Some decent weapons and stuff. Do I have anything to sell? Any weapons? Yeah, let's get rid of pretty much all these melee weapons. I could have scrapped them for weapon parts, but I think that right now I value bits more than I do weapon parts. That might change over time, just as our weapons degrade and we need more and more weapon parts to continue repairing them. I'm kind of hoping that when we, because like once we finish this mission, once we get the core, we can just leave the planet, right? We'll have a spaceship. So I'm kind of hoping that we'll get like the next tier of weaponry, and I can start to go ham with some of these mods and try to make weapons that will be a little bit closer to the playstyle we're trying to get. Because right now we got a really, really loud sniper rifle and a very quiet, very short range taser. Looks like these were the guards that watched the front gate. Let's go ahead and disarm the security fence. Looks like the logs were purged. Okay, great. Interesting. There's been a lot of this, like, make sure you turn yourself over to the supervisor stuff that's going on, and I'm like, who in their right mind would do that? Like, if you looked at security logs, like, you're not going to, there's definitely a robot here.
You got it.
Well, I know something's up, but I can't quite see him yet. Let's try our, zappy cannon.
No dissidents found.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah, see, he didn't even detect us while we were shooting him.
Great work.
That's super strong. I thought that was enemies, but it's just leaking coolant, maybe? Or lava? Magma? I don't know. Okay, there's an entrance. I think I saw another one on the other side, though. Again, I'm just double-checking to make sure we're not missing any cool hidden stuff that might be strewn about this junkyard. And, I mean, as sneaky as it would be for me to go in the side door, let's just go in the front door. It'll be fine. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Alright. Right away, we have more busted up robots. And I can see there's an enemy on the other side of that wall. I think that's glass. Or maybe not. Can't see anything over there.
Control room should be off to the right.
Oh, there's a dead body.
I hope we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, we'll do the right. In my mind, what I think is the most good for the most people. I definitely want to buy that. These mods are really expensive, but I'll buy that too. Why not? Like, as much as I respect Adelaide for wanting to,
Eyes up.
just leave and not want to, you know, be a part of the corporation, because I guess they probably screwed her, right? I just think that it would be better if people lived in the town. Like, it's just
Sister.
safer.
Here we go. Not even a scratch.
I like this gun a lot. It's pretty dope. I think it'd be even cooler if we could make it do, like, plasma damage. We just melt some marauders with it. But we'll see. I don't know how high you can take a weapon as far as the default upgrades go. This letter serves as an informal notification of our company's displeasure towards your management of the Emerald Vale geothermal plant for reasons related to exceeding your staff budget on your latest quarterly report. Please select 5 subordinates to be dismissed immediately. Huh. Okay. Hope this letter finds you wealthy. After due consideration of your last letter, I've identified and terminated no fewer than 5 subordinates who are unable to provide sufficient justification for their ongoing employment. So they started firing people. Investigated claims made against the profitability of the Greater Emerald Vale region. Our offices agree with you. Agriculture and fishing canning have experienced a steady decline. While our geothermal power plant remains somewhat profitable, our offices are currently investigating ways to implement additional cost-saving measures will ultimately lead to a leaner, more streamlined, more efficient geothermal power plant. So, I mean, it's a corporation, right? Like, their bottom line is they just want to make money, and they just want basically control and power over the area in general. But did I open the office doors? I wanted to do that. There we go. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, to us, it seems wild, and it seems just ridiculous. Like, that they would set it up this way, and it seems like morally wrong. But it's just kind of like the way things are in this world. You know, like, and you know, we just woke up on a spaceship. Like, we don't know anything that's going on. You know, us having the opinions we have might completely screw up everything. Had to borrow your copy of A Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. Radio's been sputtering and I need the reference. I've returned a copy to the repair bay. Oh. Chaos everywhere. Mechanical's gone haywire. Gunfire. Hear some screams. Hola, I think that was someone's leg. I would like to leave early for the day. Please deduct delinquency fee from my pay. So people were dying, and still, even then, the corporate, like, mindset of, you know, you have to stay at your job and do your job, still rings true. I'm trying to think, like, there's got to be, like, something cool behind one of these things, right? There's some bits. Oh, there we go. Some Adreno. Gosh, there are too many skills in this game that I want to level up. Because it's like, man, I want to get my inhaler better. So I can use, like, multiple consumables all at the same time. But it's like, but I want to get my science up. Man, there's too much with the game. It's almost overwhelming. Alright, we can use terminal. Plant status. 22% efficiency. Can I redirect power? High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. Okay, so we need to rewire the plant. I figured it wasn't going to be as easy as walking in here.
That'll be easy enough.
But yeah, if literally all we need to do is, like, run around and, like, click some buttons, like, it shouldn't be too bad. All right. I already kind of walked around this area, but now that I know that I can get, like, behind these things, I'm trying to, like, look. Like, is there anything back there? Probably something back over. Yeah, his body. Okay, alright. I heard something. Geothermal security chief's keycard is a very hard door to open. We could do it if we were to level up or make like a custom set of armor specifically for lockpicking.
Great work.
Chester Higgins, that holehead, found him fiddling around with one of the mechanicals, so I had to write him up for tampering with company property. Just in case I'm reading this a couple of days from now, I'm feeling bad for what I've done. Let me remind myself that I've warned him before. He's always been a little crooked in the skull. He was working with some logic module. I had confiscated it. Should be in the lockaway room for the foreseeable future. That's what we need for the guy who hates ribbits. So, it must be in that room behind us because it said it needed the chief officer key or whatever. Doesn't sit right with me. Company's been replacing our guards with auto mechanicals. At this rate, I'm going to end up chief of a security with no staff. Just a small army of mechanicals knocking about, guns pointed every which way. Company tells us they're safe. Program treat humans like their own. People are liable to break down, but an auto mechanical never will. Don't know right doesn't sit right with me. I don't know. Doesn't sit right with me. The company's never been wrong before, I suppose. Worst has happened. Mechanical's gone crazy. Locked myself down here, trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Might be able to shut the things down. We'll delete this entry if I ever return. Greetings, Chief S. Tanaka. This is an automated message in Spacer's Choice Worker Safety Contingency Protocols. Security lockdown has been initiated, but it's not a test. Your behavior during lockdown will be reviewed during your quarterly audit. There's the passcode we got from Thompson. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess we gotta find the security chief who died, in here. Because he said he would delete the message if he returned, so... Obviously, he didn't, he never returned. Just keep looking that way. I know I can zap it now, but I don't want it to go around the corner while I'm mid-zap.
Here we go.
Pavardi, you need to, talk quieter. Oh, hey. I was looking over here, and I'm like, there's gotta be something back here. Lots of Magda Zap mods, which is great, because I'd like to have a stockpile of those. So that if I want to make some weapons we might get later shock damage, that would be really, really good. Kind of like how we made our sniper rifle shock damage, and then only used it for, 2 enemies. I thought it was a good idea at the time, okay. Anything back here? Doesn't look like it. Ooh. He definitely almost saw us. Okay. Here's one of the panels we need to hit.
Here we go.
Yeah, just this particular gun.
Watch out.
Being completely silent. Oh wait, we were supposed to shoot them in the cores?
That's the last of them.
That was what the crazy guy said, was that if you fight robots, you should shoot them in the glowy blue bits. I did not say that other word. Probably.
There's 2 more.
Alright, so that's our first
What
routing
happens
switch.
with McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Veil?
She is really struggling with this choice we have to make, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was as well. I'm not even sure we can. Jeremy?
Self-diagnostics complete. Navigation systems operational.
I thought it was a dead robot.
Combat systems operational. It's not the best choice. It's the spacer's choice.
You made it out of that junkyard, Jeremy.
All systems fully operational. Return journey successfully completed. Spacer's Choice would like to thank you for complying with your duties.
Why aren't you attacking me?
Hostile actions towards Spacer's Choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in compliance with Spacer's Choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist.
Let me get this straight. You want to help me destroy the other mechanicals?
Affirmative. Mechanicide protocol.
Mechanicide!
Awaiting confirmation.
Confirmation granted. I like the sound of that. So I guess Jeremy's going to run around and borrowed a copy of Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering. I think it's volume 3. I need something to read down in the pit. Okay. What is this? Repair log. Corporate just seen a team of technicians conduct a complete refit of all our mechanicals every Centurion drone. It's not my place to say so, but doesn't this run contrary to Spacer Choice mission of being as cheap as possible? Just in case I'm audited, I'd like to formally express how grateful I am to be part of a Spacer Choice family. Spacer Choice is the leading brand in affordable sundry across Halcyon. It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Just finished a routine maintenance of our mechanical sentries. I found some strange modifications in their logic modules. I haven't had time to run a diagnostic, so I don't know what's been modified. All I know is these modifications were introduced in our recent refit. Company went through all the trouble of refitting every single mechanical in the plant not long ago. Guessing this was the work of those visiting technicians. Filed a report, but my supervisor told me not to worry about it, said the company knew what it was doing. Ordered me to forget about any alleged modification of logic modules. Decided to do a bit of sleeping by myself. Got my hands on a logic module. Time to do a little experimentation. So, some people came to the geothermal plant. Right? And they mess with the logic sensors of all the robots. So, in doing so, they caused these robots to kill everyone in the entire factory. So was it really, like, Spacer's Choice people, or was it something else? Like, maybe sabotage by another corporate entity? There's the keycard we need for the logic module. Chester's passcode. Okay. What is this machine called? Does it say? It doesn't say. I wonder what that does. There's a guy, like, right on the other side of this door. Bard. Alright. Get away! Is there somebody alive in here? Hi, Jeremy.
Go away, Phantom.
Well, that just leads further in the factory. Alright, so floor 2, there's something further in the factory. I think the guy's, like, in here somewhere.
Go away, Phantom.
He's getting louder. They said there was, like, a thing down here at the bottom of the, reactor chamber, I think it was called.
No, just leave me alone.
There's a guy just alive down here.
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot, scram.
Whoa, I wasn't sorry to startle you. Most people don't see me coming.
Most people? But I'm the only one left. No. Remember your first rule, Higgins. No arguing with the Phantoms.
I mean, that's a good advice.
See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
Slow down. Tell me what's going on.
Clearly, I mistook you for one of the phantoms of my imagination, which terrorized me on occasion.
Me too, bud.
Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
I mean, good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. How long have you been down here?
Hard to say. By my reckoning, Higgins has been here somewhere between 2 weeks and forever. My recollection's a touch fuzzy these days.
I love the third person. And what exactly do you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon.
This guy's insane.
I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
So you were an engineer.
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
Okay. If you worked on these mechanicals, you must know a way to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I mean, that's pretty terrifying. I can deal for the mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack
Oh, I
each
like
other
that.
instead.
Mechanicals follow the behavior of the logic module. Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical
I
engineering.
mean, we read it on a thing.
There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me.
That's
Passcode to
Chester's
access the
passcode,
behavior
okay.
control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
Okay. Any idea where I can find a logic module?
Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module.
Okay. Well, I'm out of here. I think there's supposed to be like something. Yeah, this. Okay. We'll just. This isn't stealing, so. Yep. Yeah. Don't mind me. Definitely not just taking all your. You have a good day. We're just gonna go. He seemed fun, right? Right, perverting. He seemed fun. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, chest. I think it was level 2. Well, let's go. We got the passcode, right? So, if that hardwires the robots, that'll definitely thin them out. If not, get rid of most of them. But I guess that is thinning them out. You know what I mean? Was it up here? Yeah. Okay, so let's new target. So let's define intruders. And we'll define intruders as Spacer's Choice Auto Mechanicals. What's new mode? Okay, they're stuck in their mode. But now they will see each other as hostile. So yeah, so they're shooting each other. Great. So that by the time we get over there, they should, at the very least, be damaged more than they already were. Creating a little controlled chaos never hurt anybody. Right, so we're going down to level 2. I'll eventually figure out the way to go there. And then, let's go sneaky sneak. That's right, providing. Shh. I'm sure that came through the mic beautifully. Hearing gunshots, and I'm like, oh my, oh god. Maybe this wasn't the best idea I've ever had. What could go wrong?
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Okay. So we can't go through there unless we want to take damage. I'd like to avoid that and making noise if possible. There's still a
Want to go?
guy in this room.
If we send the power to
Because they were shooting at something.
what happens to the veil?
Where? Look, I'm trying to get the most good for the most people, okay? And like, if I can convince them to go back, after their power's been shut off, like that would be a good, right? Like I'd be doing a good thing. Yeah, shut off Steam release files. Great, so we can walk through here. Did we find something that's pristine? Oh, but yeah, the Sun Python, it's pristine. It's got a little diamond icon in the thing. I think that means that it degrades slower. There's also a repair perk to make that can change items into pristine items, which I'm very interested in. That robot was shooting at something. I did not kill it. Something else killed it. But there's nothing else in here. So what on earth could... I am so confused. Can't see the blue thing.
Here we go.
Oh,
Wow, not even a scratch.
We should be good. Because if there was another one in here, they would have been infighting. So yeah, the hacking the bots definitely was a good move on our part. Okay. There's lots of, like, dead things in this room. I wonder how many enemies were in here before we walked in. Or before we hacked all the stuff. Take that.
That's the last. I'm not sure what the ride is. Alls I know is the decision's final.
Can we talk about it?
Where are we headed?
I'm interested in if we can talk about it. I guess we can't talk about it. I really want to know what her thoughts are. Because she has you know, relationships with all these people. Okay, so that leads to there. Okay. Just double checking to make sure we didn't miss anything. Come on, stairs are like the best place to hide stuff. But I don't see anything that stands out as very, like, check me, I've got hidden stuff in me, so. I think we've cleared out the entire place. Oh, right. I'm actually glad I came this way. Okay, so there's the corrupted logic module. As well as some mag picks, which I really like. Nothing else in here? Okay. Hopefully we get some money for the reward for that quest. Wait, how do I... Wait, did I just walk in a big circle? That's out. Oh, right. The switch was on this floor. We're good. I got very confused. I thought it was downstairs.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse
Okay,
me,
good.
ma'am.
I'm glad that we had to talk with
I
her.
know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Honestly, I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
I think I see your point. I think I'm going to
Sorry,
make a
I
decision.
didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
All right. Also, I guess I missed these things on the desk. All right, let's do this. We're going to redirect power. And we're going to redirect power to Edgewater. That is the plan. It might be the wrong choice, but... Anything to say about that?
I think you did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even if they don't care much for me.
Great. I kind of wonder if she's like a temporary companion. Like, I wonder if she's going to be... if she's only, like, for the first planet. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to other planets. We have a spaceship. So... Also, it would be called the Outer World if it was only... if it was this was the only planet. Alright, well, I guess let's go to Edgewater then. Oh, I guess we need to go talk with Adelaide. She's gonna be pissed. Right, because we need to get our we need to get the power core.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
What happened? Sprat? Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town.
Because I'm not. Just trying to get my ship off the ground.
Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off.
No,
the ground.
I mean literally.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see.
Wait, was that a
Fact is, I've
euphemism?
been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
It's never too late to start learning. I gave you a couple pointers.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical
I have one of
Engineering?
those.
Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
Probably
I
one
know
in the
old
cannery
community
then.
center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find
I might have the one from the
of
community
those
center
pads,
too, because we've been to the community
I'd be
center.
greatly obliged.
Yeah, one of those data pads you wanted.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Yeah, part 1 I found in the community center archives. We did grab that.
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out
Go with
those
some bits.
data pads
I'm
for
cool
me.
with some bits. Hold on, I got more for you.
Don't keep me in suspense.
We got the third one in the geothermal power plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
I mean, it was.
2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
I'll let you know if I find any others.
Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands.
I am a little worried that if I continue this quest any further, I am going to fail his quest to get the other data pad. So I am going to run back to town, try to find the data pad in the cannery, and then we'll come back, turn that in, and then continue. Yeah, I did not think that I was going to be picking up a side quest. But, like, she mentioned him, and I'm like, okay, he probably has a quest to do. I just thought maybe I had failed it because I had progressed the one we were in already. She said her dad kept a copy in the cannery. Okay, so it's probably going to be like in... It was like a break room. Like an office, I'm imagining. Yeah, I can't go through there. That's barred. Probably not in the bathrooms. I feel like I explored this entire place and I didn't see a data pad earlier. Alright, so to try to save you some headache, I'm just going to skip forward to when I find it. Ah, okay. I got it. It's right here. If you're curious where it is, it's like on the 2nd floor inside this office here. It's like the door to the outside. Alright, so let's go ahead and return region to the Botanical Labs. Alrighty, let's oh wait. I think he's right here. I never switched the quest to track this one. Hey, Thomas.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Yeah, I got one. I got the last one. Today's your lucky day.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
It's the second one. For part 2, I found it in the cannery.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen.
Sure.
Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Electrocharge surface. Okay. Are there any more, like, named NPCs here? Deserter. Romero. Stefan. Okay, so it looks like we did do all the quests, here, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I knew she's gonna be pissed.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
What if he wasn't the manager anymore? Like, I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance?
Like, I'm not saying I'm gonna kill him. Like, maybe I can get rid of him.
If you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same 4 walls together.
Reed isn't just gonna leave his post. I'm gonna need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth.
Okay.
The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker. Don't
I knew
matter
it.
much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
I knew it. It is people. Do you really think that'll convince Reed to step down?
I have got a means to cure the plague, and I will not share that cure until Reed leaves town. Those are my terms.
What happened to you, Adelaide? All this anger had to come from somewhere.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
I'm not gonna lie, like, with that, like, all the pieces had come together to form that already, so it doesn't really come as much of a surprise to me. You know what? I'm not gonna take the power regulator yet. I'm gonna sort this out. I'm gonna come back, and you're gonna be grateful for what I did. And then I'll take the power regulator. Let's
Want to go see what happened?
let's go sort Reed out first. I don't know if we're silver-tongued enough to convince him to just leave, but that would be my first optimal choice. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go tinker with my armor and see if I can't get a bonus to like dialogue. So yeah, let's do that. Plus, I can show off a little bit of
Almost lost a finger in the counter.
some of the behind-the-scenes stuff I've been working on. So this is kind of the main thing here, but I don't actually know what I can put in this armor. So do I have? I do have a silver tongue kit, so this is gonna be +5 to all my dialogue skills. And once I put this in, it slots into the skill kit slot. And then, of course, we have the utility slot, you know, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think I'm going to be having this armor for very long, but I feel like this particular dialogue check could be reasonably difficult, and we aren't the most silver tongue character in the world. So, but yeah, we're gonna definitely try. We're doing it live. I'm not gonna save scum or anything. We're just gonna. Dying in combat is one thing. But I do not like to renege my mistakes when I play games. I like to try to live through them. I feel like it's more interesting to watch that way. Alright, Mr. Chopson.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their post?
I spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back as long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
Your town's terrified of the plague. Abernathy asked me to steal medicine for him.
I am not without compassion for Abernathy's predicament, but the plague has taken a hard toll on us all. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
This town doesn't eat anything but salt tuna, so of course you're going to get sick.
You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat saltuna here, and only saltuna.
Yeah, no wonder. Pretty sure it's your food that's making you sick. You need Adelaide's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse.
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
She's been using human corpses in her fertilizer. I'll just straight up tell him.
Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... Come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance.
He doesn't have the skill set to do it
What a
anyways.
remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery.
This town needs Adelaide. She won't come back as long as you're here.
So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing. If I leave town, I'm as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret cure for the plague, and she is holding my town ransom.
This town could use all the help it can get, Reed.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
Can't be easy for you.
I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Alright. Take care, Reed. Well, we got him to agree to step down. It's definitely going to be a big change for the town, but having everybody back, back to work, working in the town will help it prosper again, now that they have a way to get rid of the plague. Yeah, I really think this was the best outcome that we could have gotten. I'm really glad that the game devs let this even be a choice. Because it was kind of logical to me, because like they ran out of power, they're not gonna stay there. I'm very down with this. So, do we have to talk to these people still? Let me check my. No. So the quest to tell them that they're going back doesn't matter anymore because we got rid of Reed.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
I talked Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom.
Now, the board did not like that.
Not a reward.
Adeline's watch. Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Take care. Of course, we are rewarded with a level up and a perk, which is great. I really want to get this tinkering cost thing. That seems way too good to not get right away. There are a lot of really good abilities, like elsewhere. Man. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, unless something comes up, I'm just going to be putting points into science for a while. Also, we get more plasma and shock damage, so that's good. So our elemented guns will be doing more damage, which I'm very cool with. But yeah, let's look at perks. So we need to get 2 more perks in this tree. So, I really don't know what I want to get here. We do seem to take a lot of damage since we're very lightly armored, so more health can't be a bad idea. But yeah, let's grab this power regulator. Also, did I make bad decisions here?
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back.
I'm glad I have our companion's approval.
Hope you rest well on that.
I noticed you mentioned Dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
You mean she's dead?
I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
You get along well with your dad. You might not have with your mother.
Could be. Reckon I'll never know.
Thomas seemed to be very fond of you. He seems well-meaning.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
The boy's head over heels for you.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, When Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst.
All right. Well, all right, guys. With that, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a end of the episode here. Between now and the next time you guys see me, I'm going to essentially run around the world. I'm going to clean up any, like, miscellaneous things. If I find anything interesting or cool or other quests I might have missed along the way... Oh, wait. You know what? Before we go, I have a quest to turn in elsewhere. I totally forgot. Yeah, let's make the cut after I turn in this logic core. Man, I am really sorry, guys. I totally spaced on this. I was gonna run around and like kill a bunch of like random stuff, get some loot and get some
Never
bits.
seen the Veil lit up like this before.
I got your logic module, bud.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
All right, so we got a shock stick and some extra bits. I'm very happy with that. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and call it an episode. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.